So about 6 months ago, I did a songwriting and production analysis of Ariana Grande's No Tears Left to Cry, and I have been itching to do another one. In it, I went through the whole song and pointed out expert songwriting techniques and little changes in it that made the song shine. So this time we're diving into IZ*ONE's La Vie en Rose and discussing the interesting and unique things that this song does that can help your next song stand out. So let's blast off and get started. I can't stop with these boys from California. Konnichiwa cyborgs, I'm Jonathan Miller and welcome back to Jonathan Miller Music, helping you become a better songwriter. I make futuristic and outer space inspired dance pop music, and every Wednesday on this channel I'm helping others take their music to level 2. If that sounds good? Consider subscribing. If not, wow. Okay, cool. I don't have feelings. That's fine. Whatever. Don't look at me like that. This video ain't starting until you hit that sub button. Oh, who am I kidding? I don't care what you do. I'm excited, so let's get started. Alright, so a quick little bit of background about IZ*ONE. They are a special group that was formed on a show called Produce 48, where viewers could vote on their favorite contestants who would eventually become said group. Produce 48 was a reality competition show formed between Mnet's series Produce 101 and J-pop group AKB48. Contestants came from entertainment agencies in both Japan and South Korea to form a special 12-member group between the two countries that would promote together for about 2 years. The show ended in August and IZ*ONE officially debuted a few weeks ago in October with this awesome song, La Vie en Rose. The reason I chose to do a songwriting analysis of this song is because A, it's catchy and I love it, obviously, and B, it does quite a few fascinating and unique things that you don't really hear a whole lot in pop music. It kind of takes the rule book and throws it out the window. Also, if you're not really familiar with common songwriting parts and what they're called, I've done a video all about that and the link is in the description below so you can go check it out. One last thing, I'm not a fluent Korean speaker, so I'll mostly be focusing on melody technique and not so much lyrical content or their visuals and dances and all that stuff, which is great on its own. And with all that out of the way, now let's get into it. Okay, so fair warning, we're going to be starting and stopping this song a lot. So if that bugs you, girl, believe me, I understand. I'm in the same boat with you, but we can get through it together. Okay, so let's just get started. Okay, so we've got to build in. Drop. Okay, right there's a drop just before the verse starts. That's interesting and not what I expected, but as you'll notice as we go through the song, that drop kind of becomes its own hook because it repeatedly shows up throughout the song. So we've got something right off the bat. Line 1. Repeat. So I'll make it red is a repeated hook, catchy right off the bat. Line 2, same as this person. Okay, so the lyrics changed in that part, but it's the same melody as what you just heard. So there's a little bit of familiarity already in there. So that's a really strong opening verse. Now here's where things start to really get interesting. More of the beat and more instrumentation is about to come in, and it's gonna kind of create this wave that adds kind of a new dimension, but also builds the song along. And the melody is gonna be an instant hook. And you're just gonna be kind of like, oh, okay, I kind of wanna sing along to this. And pay attention to this part because I'm thinking, okay, now we're in the B section, kind of cool. It's a little different from what we just heard. Cool. And you have a chant in the back. And you kind of have like this, you have 2 lines there that don't rhyme, which is fine. It's just not a standard pattern, which is cool. And then you switch from Korean to English, I don't want to make it blue, which kind of gives you an instant sense of the song, even though you don't really know, as a non-native speaker, you don't initially know exactly what they're saying, or maybe you don't understand the cultural context. But K-pop is really good about this because English is a more widely spoken language than Korean. So you go from appeal to your native audience to instant worldwide appeal just by one line. And we're seeing that a lot more with, you know, the big Latin wave that's coming, all this sort of crossover, which is really, really cool. So anyway, we'll continue. Title. Boom. So right here, you have these big, booming chords all of a sudden. So complete change in the music. But that's the actual pre-chorus. What we just heard is not the B section. It's part of the verse. That's pretty cool. It's not very common that you see a switch up in beat and groove in the middle of a verse. So I think that that's really cool. And it's not unique to the song by any means, but I just think the way they went about it is pretty cool, especially with the section that follows. Okay. Then you kind of have like this, because you were doing this, and now the beat's making you kind of do this. And then build, build, build. Music, nothing. I think that's really cool. So there's still a little bit of music, and it's the build-in that you heard at the very first part of the song with the La Vie on, and then when it gets to Rose, it's completely a cappella. Let's hear that again. And then right here, you know, the chorus is supposed to be high energy and, you know, that's the peak energy of the song. That's not what happens. This is a good example of a drop chorus, but it's not quite a true drop chorus. It's just kind of in a happy medium. It does this weird drop in energy, but the melody is very catchy. The line that's about to happen, this is my la 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 vie on Rose. What's really cool is on my, they do a cool slide between the notes, so it makes you kind of stuck on that one word, and then the line continues. And also in the background, you have oh yeah, which is run through certain effects, like I think it's a combo of megaphone and radio effect and some other stuff, which is very early 2000s, like late 90s kind of thing, making a little comeback. There's all sorts of cool things with just really 4 lines. That's it. So let's go back and take a listen to all that. Background. Instantly repeated. And you kind of keep going. Stuck on the word. Title. And now we're gonna do something different again. K-pop is really good about this. Each part of a K-pop song is usually very different from the last, but also familiar enough to where it sounds like part of the song. But they'll throw in raps in like the most random places, and it works. And that's what you're about to hear. So right now, the first couple of lines are completely different from what you heard in verse 1. And then it jumps into a rap, which is also not even in verse 1. So it's really cool and refreshing. Drop. Moving along. Drop. And then back to that unique hook stanza thing, which has different lyrics, so it's even different from before, but it's also the same, so it creates a full picture, and your brain goes, ah, yes! That is what I want. So I think that that's really, really cool. And that's something you songwriters out there, if you want to, you know, take a risk, try it out. See what happens. Boom. One thing about right here, I think, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure the lyrics are the same as the previous pre-chorus, but what gives it its own flair is that a different member is singing it. Chaeyeon is adding her own little flair to it. It goes up. When you're creating a hook line like that, you want to go up because it's more likely to draw more users in. Just so you know, pro tip. More instrumentation. Acapella. I almost said Rose. I told you I really like the song. And then you kind of have this flowy. There's a little bit more instrumentation. There's just a little bit more in this second chorus. You're about to have like, I think it's 2 or 3 lines, I'm not exactly sure, of a bridge, if you want to call it that, that's, you know, different from all the other parts of the song. Like I said, I don't know Korean, so I don't know exactly how it fully resolves the song, but I assume it kind of does based on the tonality of the way they're singing. And then it jumps into a chant, which is like different from the rest of the song, but also because there was a drop in energy, it helps to build the song back up. So take a listen. Very slight instrumentation. And we have a chant. And they're chanting the title, so it's hooky. And then boom! There is the pre-chorus again, and just a little bit more energy. And then it builds. Big note. Boom! Here we are at the climax. And then we got, you know, some high notes, some vocalization in the background. Gotta keep it fresh. Oh, and right there, we're just gonna drop off the last la 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 vie en rose and put in a new line. Like, okay, I'm down with this. And we're not done yet. We have one more part of the song to go over. It jumps into a completely different rhythm, and it makes you go back to the bumpy thing, that wave thing that was going on, and you're just like, yes, queen, okay, I am on board with this. And drop again. And some vocalization. Hook. And then we have a little auto-tune effect towards the end. We'll make it red, I think is what she's saying. And then you end with the hook. That's awesome. Like, that's so well crafted. And that's why I had to do a video on this song, because the way it just balances new with familiarity is like exactly what you want from a pop song. So songwriters, take notes. I recommend listening to the song with just open ears and more analytical mind, because they're doing so many cool things. Not to mention that they have choreography that really matches the rhythms of this song really well. I will link the music video in the description, so go check it out, because this song is done really well. And what's great about it is you have 3 languages going on here. You have Korean, and then you have select hooks in English, and then your hook is actually in French. I think this is an incredibly solid debut song, and I'm glad they're doing so well, because, you know, as somebody who didn't watch Produce 48, like, I'm sold. I like this song, I like them, and basically 10 out of 10 would recommend. Okay, so that is my songwriting analysis of IZ*ONE's La Vie en Rose. Question of the video: what do you think of this song? Do you like this group? Did you think it was a good debut? Leave me a comment below letting me know. And just as a reminder, there's about 2 weeks left to get your name on the physical CD of my new EP. I would love to have you a part of it. It would mean the world to me. All the information is in the description below, so make sure you check it out. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like on it and subscribe if you're new. I put out new videos every single Wednesday. Once again, I'm Jonathan Miller, and I will see you next time. Matane!